I'd like to call the meeting to order, please. I'll ask the clerk to call the roll.
Mr. Chambers,
Here.
Dr. Lee,
Here.
Mr. Mullins,
Here.
Ms. Walden,
Here.
Mr. Reynolds,
Here.
Ms. Shinholster.
Here.
We have a quorum. I'll ask everyone to stand for the prayer and the pledge. Lord, be with us in our discussions and help us be wise in our decisions. We make for the good of those who place their trust and confidence in our leadership. Impart your supreme wisdom upon us so that our matters may reach a successful conclusion. Thank you for being our source of guidance today. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You've received copies of the minutes of the October 13th council meeting. Are there any corrections?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. I'll ask the clerk to call the roll.
Mr. Chambers,
Aye.
Dr. Lee,
Aye.
Mr. Mullins,
Aye.
Ms. Walden, Mr. Reynolds,
Aye.
Ms. Shinholster.
Aye.
We have two public hearings to consider annexations tonight. The procedure for these hearings will be as follows. Once it has been determined that the hearing has been properly advertised, then the clerk will read the proposed amendment. We will then hear the advisory decision of the Planning and Zoning Commission. The chair will recognize any person or persons who would like to speak on behalf of the amendment. The chair will then hear from any person who would like to speak in opposition to the amendment. Then we will then give an opportunity for rebuttal. When the chair recognizes any person or persons who would like to testify, I would ask that you first give your name and address for the record. Anyone who would like to speak is encouraged to do so. However, for the essence of time, I am requesting that you keep it as brief as possible. Having no objections, since these two properties are contiguous, we'll hold this public hearing at the same time. Any opposed? I'll ask the clerk to, the first public hearing is to consider ordinance 01509-017 to annex 108 Robinson Mill Road and set the zoning as CC. Has the public hearing been properly posted and advertised?
Yes, sir, it has been.
I'll recognize the zoning administrator, Mervyn Graham, to give a report. Well, I guess we'll get here and then we'll come back.
Okay, this was unanimously approved by the Planning and Zoning Commission, and so was also the property at 1982 on North Columbia Street. And the applicant would like to be annexed into the city.
All right, hang around if you like. The second public hearing is to consider ordinance 01509-018 to annex 1982 North Columbia Street and set the zoning as CC. Has the public hearing been properly posted and advertised?
Yes, sir, it has been.
Again, I recognize Mervyn Graham to give her report.
Okay, that was unanimously passed by the Planning and Zoning meeting.
Ms. Graham, what was the advisory decision of the planning and zoning on both those properties?
It was approved.
All right, is there anyone present who would like to speak in favor of the amendment? Please come forward.
Brad Oppenheimer, Halpern Enterprises, address is 5269 Buford Highway, Atlanta, Georgia, 30340. We are the owners and developers of the property on at the corner of Robertson Mill and North Columbia Street, and we would love to bring the properties into the city and join them with the neighboring properties anchored by Kmart and Hobby Lobby.
Okay, is anyone who would like to speak in opposition? Is there anybody on council who would like to ask questions on both of these properties?
I'd like to make a statement, and that is, thank you for the development and also for kind of bringing this all together.
Absolutely. Well, thank you all for having us.
All right, thank you, sir. This concludes the presentation of evidence. I need a motion on ordinance 01509-017 to annex 108 Robinson Mill Road and set the zoning as ZC.
So moved.
Well, I'm assuming you do need to read.
This is for, ordinance 1509-017. This is to conduct a public hearing of an ordinance amending the charter to accept approximately 0.9625 acres of land into the corporate limits of the city of Milledgeville with the zoning of CC, community commercial. The property is located at 108 Robertson Mill Road, tax map M52, parcel 006, and presently owned by Halpern Properties, LLC. And, the next one is ordinance 1509-018. This is to conduct a public hearing of an ordinance amending the charter to accept approximately 2.4583 acres of land into the corporate limits of the city of Milledgeville with the zoning of CC, community commercial. Properties located at 1982 North Columbia Street, tax map M52, parcel 011, and presently owned by Halpern Properties, LLC.
Now I'll entertain a motion on ordinance 1509-018 to annex 1982 North Columbia Street and set the zoning as CC.
So moved.
Guys, clerk, call roll.
If we got discussion,
We had,
please, are we voting on both these pieces of property
No, sir,
at the same
one at a
time?
time.
Just one at a time, okay?
So
Thank
we're
you.
voting on 17 first, 017 first, or what?
I got out of line. I got a line on the numbers. What did you read? 1-8?
I read them both.
Okay. All right. One.
117.
All right. We're calling for a vote on 01509-017.
Okay.
So do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
I'll ask the clerk to call the roll.
Mr. Chambers,
Aye.
Dr. Lee,
Aye.
Mr. Mullins,
Aye.
Ms. Walden,
Aye.
Mr. Reynolds,
Aye.
Ms. Shinholster.
Aye.
Motion carries. Now I'll entertain a motion to consider ordinance 01509-018 to annex 1982 North Columbia Street and set the zoning as CC.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. I'll ask the clerk to call the roll.
Mr. Chambers,
Aye.
Dr. Lee,
Aye.
Mr. Mullins,
Aye.
Ms. Walden,
Aye.
Mr. Reynolds,
Aye.
Ms. Shinholster.
Aye.
Motion carries. There's no further old business, so I'll move to new business and ask the clerk to read ordinance 01510-020 by caption.
This is the first reading of an ordinance amending the land development code to rezone property located at 500 South Jefferson Street from SFD to OI. This property is currently owned by Robert Wilson and will be sold to GMC Foundation to be used for offices.
This is the first reading, and I will assign the ordinance to the planning and zoning. I'll ask the clerk to read ordinance 01510-021 by caption.
This is first reading of an ordinance amending the ordinance passed and adopted on the 10th day of December 2002, known as the Land Development Code of the City of Milledgeville, Georgia. The ordinance rezones property located at 361 Doles Boulevard from AR to PD.
This too is a first reading, and I will assign the ordinance to planning and zoning. I'll ask clerk to read ordinance 01510-022 by caption.
This is the first reading of an ordinance to reaffirm and restate the amendment made to the Code of Ordinances, of the City of Milledgeville, Georgia, adding code section chapter 2, article 6, section 2-222 through 2-232 entitled Code of Ethics, to include amendments made to the section to provide for penalties, to provide for codification, to provide for severability, to repeal conflicting ordinances, to provide an effective date, and for other purposes.
This is the first reading of this ordinance and will be placed on the next agenda for consideration. I'll ask the clerk to read Resolution R 1510041 by caption.
This is a resolution authorizing Mayor Gary L. Thornton to enter into an agreement with the Development Authority of the City of Milledgeville and Baldwin County Authority to pay an amount equal to 1/2 of the principal and interest payment on a promissory note financing upgrades upon a 14.93 acre tract of land owned by the authority to be marketed to potential industrial users.
Is there any discussion? I'll ask the clerk to call the roll.
I move we
I'm sorry,
approve.
what now? Well, we do need a motion.
Second.
Approved tonight, aren't you, Gary?
Excuse me?
Moving right on through. Efficient.
Mr. Chambers made the motion.
Is there a
I'll
motion?
second the motion.
I've got a motion in a second. Just need the roll.
I am.
Mr. Chambers,
Aye.
Dr. Lee, Mr. Mullins,
Aye.
Ms. Walden,
Aye.
Mr. Reynolds,
Aye.
Ms. Shinholster.
Aye.
Thank you. I'll ask the clerk to read Resolution R 1510042 by caption.
This is to make budget amendments for the retirement fund.
You've heard the resolution. Is there a motion to adopt?
I make a motion that we adopt.
Have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? I'll ask the clerk to call the roll.
Mr. Chambers,
Aye.
Dr. Lee, Mr. Mullins,
Aye.
Ms. Walden,
Aye.
Mr. Reynolds,
Aye.
Ms. Shinholster.
Aye.
Motion carries. It has been a long day. I apologize for being so haphazard up here today. I did want to take this opportunity to thank anybody and everybody who had anything to do with the event this weekend, the downtown, the Deep Roots event. Anybody from people that set up the drop cords for the vendors to putting barricades up to the law enforcement, keeping it safe. People who planned the bands, people who did anything that had to do with it. It really was a great reflection on Milledgeville. And I told Frank Pendergrass Saturday night, I said, that you've made your dream a reality for 12 years. And someone told me Friday night that Milledgeville really is at its best during Deep Roots. And I think it's a tribulation to all of those people involved. So I just want to take this time to publicly thank everyone involved with that effort.
You're here.
Is there any further business to discuss? I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
We are adjourned.